tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the worthy One, the supremely enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Meritorious devotees, we have been learning a very beautiful sutta about establishing confidence in the triple gem. And we learned how King Kosala was able to develop his faith, confidence, and pleasant mind about the Supreme Buddha's knowledge, that training introduced by the Blessed One. And the disciples who were following that training when the Supreme Buddha was alive. Do you remember some of those factors that helped the king to develop Shraddha? What kind of factors? First one. Yes. Yes. King had noticed that people in other religions who practice other doctrines also renounce household life and become ascetics. But they don't stay for long. They don't continue their practice. They are not satisfied with that training. And the king had noticed that after some time they have given up the training and returned to the household life, living, enjoying sensual pleasures again. But when he investigated the lives of the monks as the disciples of the Supreme Buddha, they continue their training until the goal is achieved, and throughout their whole life. And he said, "This is why I infer, according to the Dhamma about the Blessed One, Samma Sambuddho Bhagava, the Blessed One is fully enlightened. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo, the Dhamma is well proclaimed by the Blessed One. Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho, the Sangha of the Blessed One's disciples is practicing the good way." And then the second factor the king mentioned, everybody in the society, kings quarrel with kings, and householders with householders, wives with husbands, right? And children with parents, brothers with sisters, friends with friends. They quarrel each other. Do you know the reason for these quarrels among people? And monks don't quarrel like that, and king had noticed that. They live in harmony with mutual understanding and appreciation. Why? Why do ordinary people quarrel? What is the difference between these two worlds? The world of the renunciants and the world of the householders. Why do they have to quarrel? Yes, living in the household life means they have to share sensual pleasures. In that battle of sharing sensual pleasures, houses, lands, money, food, and other comforts, they quarrel to get a bigger portion to their side. That is why it is very hard for people to lead household lives who are looking for a higher spiritual goal. So, the root for these disputes and quarrels is sensual pleasures. Sensual pleasures. Greed, attachments, and etc. But king noticed that monks, having renounced everything, families, wealth, properties, and everything, and the other thing is, in the ordinary society, if we consider a family or another organization, they have various targets or goals. In order to accomplish those goals, they follow different ways. So in that pursuit of ordinary goals, they have to achieve others' belongings also and others' status. Otherwise they can't reach their goal, since they have various goals. And these achievements are basically related with greed, hatred, delusion, jealousy, arrogance, and these things. Now, do you understand? Like in the society, when they do jobs, they have to go pulling others down. They have to go to higher ranks, and in that struggle, quarrels, disputes arise. But in this spiritual path, in the lives of monks, they all have one goal. Supreme Buddha explains, it is called noble right view. Based on this noble right view, they have one goal, that is to achieve Nibbana. When the disciples gather around that one goal, they have to maintain loving kindness. They have to maintain compassion. They have to free themselves from defilements. Because of that clear goal, they have to develop wholesome lives. So that's the reason for their unity, concord, and harmony. If we apply this to a family, in that family, mother, father, children, and all the family members have, if they have understood the factor that they should give first priority is the Dhamma practice. So they have to get rid of defilements. If they know that anger is not good, greed is not good, these defilements are not good, then all family members try to maintain that pure mental state all the time. That effort makes the ground for a peaceful family. So, what is the reason for that peace? That's same goal. Everybody has understood the importance of Dhamma practice. Do you understand? That's why Supreme Buddha explained, in order to maintain thoughts of loving kindness, verbal actions of loving kindness, bodily actions of loving kindness, this initial factor, goal is the eradication of greed, hatred and delusion. This goal affects on removing defilements and maintaining a compassionate mind. When the king saw the other religious people, they didn't have pleasant appearance and people did not like to look at them again and again. They appeared to be following the training unhappily. And king went to them and asked, why are you leading this religious life in discontent? And they answered, this is our tradition. It's our family sickness, great king. But king noticed the monks in the dispensation of the Buddha, they practice this Dhamma very happily, joyfully. Their lives are at ease. And king realized this is because they have understood impermanence, non-self nature of this life. They are removing attachments, greed, anger, and these defilements. They restrain their faculties. They don't give rise to new defilements. They restrain the doors of their faculties. Since Supreme Buddha has introduced very rare precepts, when they keep these precepts, they can weaken defilements, and that purity of heart generates happiness. Supreme Buddha has taught them serene meditation, insight meditation. And when they practice meditation, they get a chance to get rid of defilements. With this training, they have attained paths and fruits of the enlightenment. That is why they are so happy. Yes, king is very open, and he humbly he says, even though I was the king, I am the king, and I have such a power to fine people, give punishment. Still, when I talk in the court, others interrupt me. And I ask them not to interrupt, but they still interrupt me, disturb me. They don't pay any respect towards me. But I see bhikkhus, while the Blessed One is teaching the Dhamma to a large assembly, they don't make any noise. Even sound of a coughing or clearing his throat. This is wonderful. This is amazing how Supreme Buddha has tamed and disciplined these disciples without any weapon or harsh words, rough words. I haven't seen this elsewhere. Only in the dispensation of the Buddha. King further explains in that inside the Supreme Buddha's heart, little kuti, again Bhante, I have seen here certain learned, like debaters, knowledgeable about the doctrines of others. They can defeat others' doctrines using their knowledge. When they hear the recluse Gautama will visit such a village or town, they formulate a question. Thus, we will go to the recluse Gautama and ask him this question. If he is asked like this, he will answer like this. And so we will refute his doctrine in this way. And if he is asked like that, he will answer like that. And so we will refute his doctrine in that way. What are they going to do? Yes, arguing and refuting. They are going to defeat the Supreme Buddha. Okay, and so they plan like that. One day Supreme Buddha visits their village. Then they go to meet the Buddha. They sit down in front of the Buddha with the intention of starting the debate. What happened? They go to the Blessed One, and the Blessed One first starts teaching the Dhamma. The Blessed One instructs, urges, rouses, and gladdens them with a talk on the Dhamma. After they have been instructed and gladdened by the Blessed One with a talk on the Dhamma, they do not so much as ask him the question, so how should they refute his doctrine? They completely forget their questions. And they say, in actual fact, they become the Blessed One's disciples. This too, Bhante, is why I infer, according to Dhamma, about the Blessed One is fully enlightened. The Dhamma is well proclaimed by the Blessed One. The Sangha is practiced in the good way. I understood that these very clever, intelligent, knowledgeable people also become disciples of the Buddha, forgetting their debates because of the power of this Dhamma. When the truth is being taught to them, they are completely tamed. They want to achieve that truth, becoming disciples of the Buddha. And when we learn the Dhamma, we can learn some stories of very arrogant people. Later they became disciples of the Buddha. They first came to argue with the Buddha, eventually became the disciples of the Supreme Buddha. So there is one story like that. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Rajagaha in the bamboo grove, the squirrel sanctuary. Now on that occasion, the wife of a certain Brahmin of the Bharadwaja clan, a Brahmin lady named Dhananjani, There was a young wife named Dhananjani in a Brahmin family, and her husband was a Brahmin and very religious Brahmin. So this wife had full confidence in the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha. Once while the Brahmin lady Dhananjani was bringing the Brahmin his meal, she stumbled. Whereupon she uttered 3 times this inspired utterance: homage to the Blessed One, the Arahants, the perfectly enlightened one. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. When she was about to fall, she says, Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa 3 times. When this was said, the Brahmin of the Bharadwaja clan said to her, for the slightest thing this wretched woman spouts out praise of that shaveling ascetic. Now, wretched woman, I am going to refute the doctrine of that teacher of yours. Okay? Now this Brahmin is going to argue with the Supreme Buddha and defeat him. And he wants to come back and say to his wife, I defeated your teacher. And you don't need to praise again about that teacher. And like that, he had that angry mind. With a very calm tone, peaceful tone, wife answered, I do not see anyone, Brahmin, in this world with its devas, Mar and Brahma, in this generation with other religious people, its devas and humans, who could refute the teaching of the Blessed One, the Arahants, the perfectly enlightened one. I don't see anyone who could defeat the Supreme Buddha. But okay, you go, Brahmin. When you have gone, you will understand. Think about her firm Shraddha, because he knew that one day that her husband also should be a follower of the Supreme Buddha, because that is the true compassion for somebody. Otherwise, husband is going to be born in a bad world. Then the Brahmin of Bharadwaja clan, angry and displeased, approached the Blessed One and exchanged greetings with him. When they had concluded their greetings and cordial talk, he sat down to one side and addressed the Blessed One in verse. He had a set of questions. So he was ready to put these questions with the idea that the Blessed One would not answer. And since these are very tricky questions, and then I would have defeated. Okay? And he asked the first question. Master Gautama, having slain, what does one sleep soundly? Now he came with an angry mind. He asked, having slain, having killed what does one sleep well? Having killed what does one not sorrow? What is the one thing, O Gautama, whose killing you approve? It seems to be a difficult question for the Supreme Buddha, because Supreme Buddha doesn't approve killing. So he needed an answer, and he thought, no, he wouldn't give an answer. Then the Blessed One answers, having slain and killed anger, one sleeps well. That was the answer of the Buddha. Having killed anger, one does not sorrow. The killing of anger, O Brahmin, with its poisoned root and honeyed tip, this is the killing the noble ones praise. For having killed that, one does not sorrow. Supreme Buddha had an answer. It's about killing anger. When this was said, the Brahmin of the Bharadwaja clan said to the Blessed One, he completely converted and said, "Magnificent Master Gautama." He didn't have more questions. "Magnificent Master Gautama." The Dhamma has been made clear in many ways by Master Gautama. And as though he were turning upright what had been turned upside down, revealing what was hidden, showing the way to one who was lost, or holding up a lamp in the dark for those who with eyesight to see forms. I go for refuge to Master Gautama, and to the Dhamma, and to the Bhikkhu Sangha. He became a disciple of the Buddha. So, do you think that he stopped there? May I receive the going forth under Master Gautama. May I receive the higher ordination. See, in few minutes, he changed and he became a disciple of the Buddha. And he wanted to practice the training under the Supreme Buddha. Then the Brahmin of Bharadwaja clan received the going forth ordination under the Blessed One and followed the precepts, practiced meditation, and in a short time he directly knew, destroyed his birth. The holy life has been lived. What had to be done has been done. There is no more for this state of being. And the Venerable Bharadwaja became one of the Arahants. That is how the king had noticed the profundity of this teaching of the Supreme Buddha. And that is why in the next factor the king mentions, Bhante, I have seen certain recluses like ascetics, monks of other religions. They also come to ask questions. They ask the Blessed One, and finally when they go there, the Blessed One teaches the Dhamma to them about the samsara, the Four Noble Truths, importance of realizing the Dhamma and this rare human life. When they hear the Dhamma, they do not so much as ask him the question, so how should they refute his doctrine? In actual fact, Bhante, they ask the Blessed One to allow them to go forth from the home life into homelessness. And the Blessed One gives them the going forth, the permission to become monks. Not long after they have thus gone forth, dwelling alone, like practicing meditation, resolute, they understand with direct knowledge here and now the supreme goal of the holy life. They become Arahants. Then they say, we were very nearly lost. We were nearly perished. For formerly we claimed that we were Arahants, Brahmins, true Brahmins. We are superior. And the recluses, monks, they have very low births. We criticize them. But now we are true Arahants, true Brahmins. This too, Bhante, is why I infer according to the Dhamma about the Blessed One. Blessed One is fully enlightened. Dhamma is well proclaimed. The Sangha is practicing the pure way. And again one day another Brahmin named Manatad. Manatad means, Mana means conceit, stubbornness, puffed up and stiff with conceit. How did he maintain his conceit? He did not pay homage to his mother or father, nor to his teacher or eldest brother. He did not respect anybody. So he was very conceited and arrogant. Now on that occasion, the Blessed One was teaching the Dhamma surrounded by a large assembly in his village. Then it occurred to the Brahmin Manathada, oh, this ascetic Gautama is teaching the Dhamma in my village. Let me approach him. If the ascetic Gautama addresses me, then only then I will address him in turn. But if he does not address me, neither will I address him. Conceit. Okay, then the Brahmin Manathada approached the Blessed One, and now the large assembly people is there and listening to the Dhamma. Manathada, he did not sit down to listen to the Dhamma. He went there to refute to the Buddha, and he stood silently to one side. But the Blessed One did not address him. Supreme Buddha knew the reason why he came, and Supreme Buddha didn't pay any attention to him. Then the Brahmin Manathada, thinking, this ascetic Gautama doesn't know anything. He is afraid of me, that's why he doesn't want to look at me. Because maybe people have said to him about my power, so he is very afraid of looking at me, fearing that I would ask a question. And then he thought, oh, this ascetic Gautama doesn't know anything and he is powerless. He wanted to turn back. And he lifted his leg. At that moment, the Blessed One, having known with his own mind the reflection in the Brahmin's mind, addressed the Brahmin Manathada in verse. The fostering of conceit is never good for one keen on his welfare, Brahmin. You should instead foster that purpose because of which you have come here. Supreme Buddha asked, why are you turning back? You came with one purpose. Then the Brahmin Manathada, thinking, the ascetic Gautama knows my mind. At that point he realized Supreme Buddha read his mind. What happened? Manathada, this Brahmin, prostrated himself right there with his head at the Blessed One's feet. Do you remember why he was called as Manathada? Because he did not worship anybody. But here, the first day that he saw the Buddha, he was tamed and he worshipped the Supreme Buddha, placing his head at the Blessed One's feet. He kissed the Blessed One's feet, stroked them with his hands, and announced his name thus, I am Manathada Master Gautama. I am Manathada Master Gautama. Then that assembly, large assembly, was struck with amazement, and people said, it is wonderful indeed, sir, it is amazing. This Brahmin Manathada does not pay homage to anybody, to his mother, father, teacher, brothers, elder brothers, yet he shows such supreme honor towards that ascetic Gautama. Okay, now still this Manathada is kneeling down and kissing the Blessed One's feet and stroking the Blessed One's feet. Then the Blessed One said to the Brahmin, enough Brahmin, get up and sit in your own seat, as your mind has confidence in me. You have confidence in me, so it will be for your well-being for a long time. Now please sit down. Okay. Then the Brahmin Manattata sat down in his own seat and addressed the Blessed One in verse. And he also asked questions. Bhante, towards whom should one avoid conceit? Because there was nobody to teach him that conceit was not good. You have to be humble. Because everybody was afraid of him. But this time, he got a chance to ask the question. What is the question? Towards whom should one avoid conceit? Towards whom should one show reverence? To whom should one be ever respectful? Whom is it proper to venerate deeply? At that point, he was very humble and he wanted to know. Do you remember the first question? Towards whom should one avoid conceit? Can you guess the answer? The Blessed One answered, first, one's own mother and father. Children should remove conceit, arrogance, pride toward their parents. Children should be humble, first of all, to their parents. This is the answer of the Buddha. Towards whom should one show reverence? Then one's eldest family brother and eldest sister. First, mother and father. Secondly, elder brothers and elder sisters. One should respect them. Here, paying respect means listening to their advice, obeying them, and using kind words, pleasant words to address them, not getting angry at them, paying homage to them, worshipping them. And in Sri Lanka, we had this good habit traditionally. When children see parents arrive in the distance, they get up from their seats. And even in some families, when elder brothers and elder sisters approach, the younger brothers and younger sisters stand up from their seats. Can you imagine that? How this teaching of the Supreme Buddha has helped people to go to heaven. Because when they respect like this, they collect merits, and that is the path to heaven. But now we are losing all good qualities leading to happiness and heaven very rapidly, because of disappearance of this true Dhamma about karma and results. To whom should one be ever respectful? First one's own mother and father, then one's eldest family brother and sister, then one's teacher as the fourth. Next one. See, because of this Dhamma, in Sri Lanka, we collected lots of merits in the past. I don't know about the present. Maybe a fading of good qualities. But we used to get up from our seats when the teacher entered the class. And before entering the class, when we saw the teacher coming far away, unknowingly we have collected merits. Unfortunately, you have missed this opportunity, right? Because you are in a developed it's modern society. That is what modern society has gifted you. Technology and those tools, gadgets. That's all what modern society has presented you. There is nobody to teach you about collective merits. See our ancestors, our grandmothers and grandfathers, how they have helped us a lot. One's teacher as the fourth. Towards these one should avoid conceit. Towards these one should be reverential. These should be well respected. These it is good to venerate deeply. Okay, now can you say the people of worthy of respect? In order? One's own mother and father. Next. Elder brother and elder sister. Next. Teacher. Having struck down conceit, humble, one should pay homage to the Arahants. And next, respecting Arahants. When this was said, the Brahmin Manatadda said to the Blessed One, Magnificent Master Gautama. Magnificent. I didn't know these things before. Nobody taught me. But now I understood. Conceit is not good. I want to go for refuge to Master Gautama. This Dhamma and the Sangha. Let Master Gautama remember me as a lay follower who from today has gone for refuge for life. Even that conceited person, arrogant person, became a humble disciple of the Supreme Buddha. And thereafter he took up the training, path to Nibbana. So that is what Pasenadi of Kosala, the king, had noticed, that Blessed One's compassion, wisdom, and the leadership as the incomparable teacher of taming others has helped a lot of people to escape from this samsara. King further says about his Shraddha, confidence. Bhante. Again, Isidatta and Purana, my two inspectors, eat my food and use my carriages. I provide them with a livelihood and bring them fame. Now the king says, I have these two inspectors named Isidatta and Purana, and I pay salaries to them, I look after them, I give food, housing, these things to them, and I help to for them to survive. Yet, in spite of this, they are less respectful towards me than they are towards the Blessed One. Blessed One doesn't give food to them. Blessed One doesn't give a house to them. Blessed One doesn't pay salaries to them. I do everything. They are my servants. They live because of my wealth, but still they don't respect me as they respect the Blessed One. I can't understand this. Bhante, personally I noticed one day when I had gone out leading an army and was testing these inspectors. He tested one day. Isidath and Purana. I happened to put up in very cramped quarters. That night I stayed very close to them. Hiding, I was looking at them. Then these two inspectors, Isidath and Purana, after spending much of the night in talk on the Dhamma, they had a Dhamma discussion, and they lay down with their heads in the direction where they had heard the Blessed One was staying, and with their feet towards me. I thought, it is wonderful, it is marvelous. These two inspectors, Isidath and Purana, they eat my food and use my carriages. I provide them with a livelihood and bring them fame. They survive because of my wealth. They are wives, children and family, everything. Yet, in spite of this, they are less respectful towards me than they are towards the Blessed One. I understood. Surely these good people perceive successive states of lofty distinction in the Blessed One's dispensation. See, the king was wise to understand this, and he realized, this is because they have gained something very important from the teachings of the Buddha that I was unable to give. I didn't have that power to give that much valuable thing, but they have received that from the teaching of the Buddha. That's why they respect the Blessed One. This true Bhante is why I infer according to the Dhamma about the Blessed One. The Blessed One is fully enlightened. The Dhamma is well proclaimed by the Blessed One. The Sangha of the Blessed One's disciple is practicing the good way. So, think about their loyalty towards the Buddha, the true disciples. And sometimes we see, like when we go through the airports and like that, sometimes we, in some countries where the Buddhism is practicing Buddhism is prohibited and like that, we meet Sri Lankan people and they are very afraid of coming to us and talk to us. Maybe they pretend to be non-Buddhists there. Because of fear. What is that fear? Fearing of losing their job. But think about this, Isidath and Purana. They did not want to think about the king in that case. They could have thought that, if the king were to see that we are putting our legs towards him, and he would hire us, and we are going to lose the job. This is not good. We should protect our job anyway. Did they think that way? No. So, yeah, that is very interesting how they maintain their confidence. And fortunately, the king also had understood the significance of the Supreme Buddha, and he respected these disciples. And finally, kneeling down, this king says to the Buddha, Bhante, the Blessed One is from warrior's clan, from Khattiya clan. Khattiya clan means clans of kings. Supreme Buddha is from the clans of kings. And I am also from that clan. The Blessed One is a Kosalan, and I am a Kosalan. the Kosalan province, the Sakyans province is a sub city of Kosalan province, where Supreme Buddha was born. The Blessed One is 80 years old, and I am 80 years old too. So this discourse has happened the last days of the life of the Supreme Buddha and the last days of the King Kosala. Yeah, final day of the king. Anyway, he got this opportunity to stroke the feet of a fully enlightened Buddha before his death, and explained his Shraddha, expressed his Shraddha, and yes, we can think it had been a great relief for his mind, right, to have that discussion with the Supreme Buddha. And Supreme Buddha allowed him to say everything that he wanted to say about his Shraddha. Since that is so, the Blessed One is also from Warriors clan, and I am also from Warriors clan. The Blessed One is also a Kosalan, and I am also a Kosalan. The Blessed One is 80 years old, and I am 80 years old. I think it proper to do such supreme honor to the Blessed One and to show such friendship. And finally he said, "Now, Venerable Sir, we depart. We are busy and have much to do." Then the Supreme Buddha replied, "You may go, great king, at your own convenience." Supreme Buddha knew that this was his final day of the king. But the Supreme Buddha didn't mention it because it's not going to do any good, because death will happen anytime to anybody. But Shraddha will protect one, right? Sila, precepts will protect the life. And Supreme Buddha didn't even participate in funerals. Supreme Buddha didn't participate because before death, Supreme Buddha helped people. Supreme Buddha didn't want to respect a dead body, a corpse. If we learn this life pattern of the Supreme Buddha and Arahants, we can learn very important things. And meaningful things. And then King Pasenadi of Kosala rose from his seat, and after paying homage to the Blessed One, keeping him on his right, he departed. Okay. Then soon after he had left, the Blessed One addressed the bhikkhus thus: "Bhikkhus, before rising from his seat and departing, this King Pasenadi uttered monuments to the Dhamma, Dhamma Chetya, like a shrine of Dhamma, stupa of Dhamma. The name of this sutta is Dhamma Chetya Sutta, monuments to the Dhamma. Monks learn the monuments to the Dhamma, bhikkhus, master them, remember them." You remember those factors? How Pasenadi of King Kosala developed Shraddha, thinking about that unity and harmony of the disciples, and the Anuttara Purisadhamma Sarati quality of the Buddha, how the Supreme Buddha tamed people, and the purity of the lives of the disciples, how they protect their celibate life until their life lasts, keeping precepts, respecting them highly, and about disciples' simple lives, content lives. Supreme Buddha asks monk to learn these things, remember these things. The monuments to the Dhamma are beneficial because, and they belong to the fundamentals of the holy life. Fundamentals of the holy life means they are basic causes to start off this path. Without having that Shraddha, it is impossible to proceed with this Dhamma practice. Shraddha in the Buddha, Shraddha in the Dhamma, Shraddha in the Sangha, and then confidence in this training. The foundation. Shraddha is the foundation. So, now when we understand this sutta, Dhammaceti Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya, we can learn many things. Like sometimes we might have not paid close attention to them previously. One thing is that one sign of the development of this Dhamma practice in one's life is a joyful life. Did you notice that? Defilements should have been weakened in one's life. Gradually and slowly, if the Dhamma practice is developing, anger, jealousy, greed, hatred, arrogance, conceit, these defilements should be reduced. As a result, that person's life becomes very calm, peaceful, serene, and delightful. If one thinks the more one understands impermanence, the more terrible one becomes. Is that true? Because everything is impermanent, subject to change. No. The more one understands impermanence, the more delightful one's life becomes. And everything is well organized in his life, well planned. Because that reduction of defilements enables that person to think properly, to make correct decisions, to appreciate good values. And when he control defilements, he has a good opportunity to develop wholesome qualities and collect merits. So when he collect merits, when he does wholesome deeds, when he recollects his past, he can rejoice in those meritorious deeds. That's also one factor that generates happiness. So what are the other factors that we can try to cultivate? So do you understand that connection between the development of the training and the happiness of one's life? And when others who haven't come across the Dhamma see the disciples of the Buddha, if they can see happy faces, delightful lives, and quarrels have been reduced, they lead peaceful family lives, then others also will be interested in their lives. And they will ask, how do you live so happily? Please teach us, because we don't have any peace in our families. Husband quarrels with me, or wife quarrels with me. Children also don't have peaceful minds. We also want to live happily like you. Please teach us the way. Right? That is how this Dhamma propagation happens. The king has noticed that, and he understood the reason for their joyful, happy lives is the understanding the Dhamma and reducing defilements, controlling anger, practicing meritorious deeds, generosity, precepts, forgiving, patience. Today we learned this very beautiful sutta, and may all of us have the opportunity to develop Shraddha based on wholesome qualities, and may we protect our Shraddha, may we develop it, may we think these examples again and again mentioned in this sutta, as they are the fundamentals to this path. May all of us develop delightful, happy minds through these excellent teachings of the Supreme Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.